So this lesson is about making friends with your anxiety. And this may sound a little bit counterintuitive. The anxiety you've been trying so hard to avoid and push away, it may actually be the key to your healing. I know it probably sounds crazy. And you didn't sign up for a pain program for this lessons. You're not following this to be told to lean into uncomfortable feeling, but stay with me. There's so much wisdom in this approach. So let me tell you about two very different approaches to fear that perfectly illustrate what I'm talking about here. So the avoidance path. There was, once a famous sports car broadcaster who had a panic attack on a plane early in his career. The sweat, the shaking, feeling like he was going to die. It was terrifying. So do you know what he did? He bought a bus and spent the next 30 years driving across the country rather than, getting over that fear or working with that fear and getting on the plane again. And this may seem like a very reasonable solution, but think about what message this sent to his brain. I'm pretty sure what happened is the brain read that information as flying is so dangerous that I'll reorganize my entire world, my entire life to avoid this. So his fear grew stronger because he fed that fear with avoidance. So the courage path, that's when, the story of a man who dreamed of becoming a doctor had, one small problems. He was terrified of blood. So instead of changing careers, he did something remarkable. He volunteered to draw blood at a hospital 3 times a week for 2 years. Day after day, he faced his fear directly. And do you know what happened? The fear gradually melted away. He went on to become not only a successful doctor, but a leader in helping others overcome their fear. So here's what I see happening with so many of the incredible women I work with. Anxiety shows up, which is, completely normal when you're dealing with chronic pain. And immediately our instinct is to make it go away. And how do we do this? Just so to bring it real for you and so you can feel it and perhaps see yourself in it. You distract yourself with your phone. You stay busy to avoid feeling anxious. You have a glass of wine to take the edge off. You analyze your way out of feeling. You try to think positive thoughts to override it. And all of these responses, while completely make sense, they send the same message to your brain. Anxiety is dangerous. I need to escape this feeling. But what if anxiety isn't dangerous? What if it's just information? So I remember the first time someone suggested I lean into my anxiety instead of running from it. I thought they were absolutely insane. Anxiety felt terrible. Why would you want me to feel more of it? But here's what I discovered. When I stopped running from that physical sensation of anxiety and started approaching it with curiosity, something happened. That anxiety began to settle on its own. It was like my nervous system was saying, oh, she's not afraid of this feeling anymore. I guess it's not actually dangerous. I can relax now. So, do you remember that somatic practice we did just yesterday or in the last section? We're going to use the same gentle, curious attention for anxiety. So, when the anxiety shows up, instead of trying to escape it, notice where you feel it in your body. Is it in your chest, your stomach, or your throat? What does it actually feel like? Is it tight? Is it fluttery, warm or racing? And I'd like you to get curious about the sensation. This is interesting. I'm noticing some racing in my chest. There's a fluttery feeling in my stomach. I wonder what's that about. And stay present with it. You don't need to change it or fix it. You're just keeping it company, like sitting with a friend who's upset. And breathe with it. Let your breath be natural and easy. Imagine breathing right into the area where you feel anxiety. For those of us who are natural caregivers and people pleasers, this may be a completely new kind of courage. You used to bring, being brave for other people, brave for your kids, brave, through the pain, brave when facing medical appointments. This isn't about being brave enough to feel your own feelings without trying to immediately fix or change them. So, first, when you start practicing it, your anxiety may actually get stronger before it gets better. And I want you to know this is normal. Think it may move to a different parts of the body. It may change its intensity or the quality, and sometimes just settle down. All of these responses are perfectly normal. Your nervous system is learning that it's safe to feel these sensations without panic. And as you develop a different relationship with anxiety, you're also developing a different relationship with all uncomfortable sensations, including pain. So when your brain learns that you can handle anxiety with calm presence, it starts to trust that you can handle other sensations too. The urgent, panicky quality that often accompany, like that you often feel with pain, begins to soften. So as a quick reminder, next time your anxiety shows up, pause and acknowledge it. Notice I'm feeling anxious right now. Get curious. Where do I feel this in my body? What does it actually feel like? Stay present. Instead of immediately trying to distract yourself, spend 30 seconds just noticing the sensation. Breathe naturally. No special breathing techniques are needed here. Just stay connected to your breath and speak to yourself kindly. This feeling won't last. I can handle this. So I want you to first practice with mild anxiety first, not full panic. And even if you can, practice when you perhaps on a day where you don't have anxiety, just practice and see how it feels, just checking in with yourself. Remember, this is a skill that builds over time. And be patient with yourself as you're learning this new response, as you're teaching your nervous system safety. And I want you to remember that you're not broken for feeling anxiety. You're not weak for having these uncomfortable emotions. You're human, dealing with challenging circumstances, and your feelings make complete sense. The goal isn't to never feel anxiety, it's to change your relationship with it. When you can be present with anxiety without fear, you've developed one of the most powerful tools for healing. And if anxiety feels overwhelming, it's always okay to seek additional support. This practice is about building tolerance gradually, not pushing yourself through what feels manageable.